and know what I shall be. Set your seal upon my heart and live in me. Take me as I am. Some men know what I shall be. Set your seal upon my heart and live in me.
Have you ever spent the evening with a fascinating group of friends, sharing a good drink and a good conversation, staring into the night sky, or maybe even staring into one another? And by the end of the evening, you discover something deeply true about being human. Well, tonight, Ash Wednesday, this service is kind of like that. We've got some fascinating friends gathered with some fascinating conversation. But you'll need to provide a few things at home for your experience. Here's what you're going to need. First, a good drink. Second, a flower. Third, something that weighs about 5 pounds, like a bag of flour or a big book or a hand weight. And finally, you're going to need some ash or mud. And a wet paper towel would be handy too. And the ash is best if it's a little wet, or you can add a little bit of olive oil to it. You can really just even get dirt from your potted plant or the backyard, mix it with a bit of water or oil, or even just having an old candle and using that wick that you can rub. You can test whatever you choose on the back of your hand just to see if it's going to work, okay? So go grab what you may need now, and I'll be back in 1 minute. Once you're ready, just feel free to sit there, take a moment to breathe. So now that we have everything ready, let's join our friends at the table where we meet the storyteller, the poet, the philosopher, and the Christ, having a glass of wine and talking about life. The Christ said to the storyteller,
"Tell us a tale."
And the storyteller said to the poet,
"Poet, recite for us a verse."
And the poet said to the philosopher,
"Pontificate a mystery."
And the philosopher said to the Christ,
"Speak a word of life."
And now we join their revelry, drawing us through tale, verse, mystery, and word of life, drawing us again into the dust and soil of our beginnings to remember that we are dust and soil too. At times we'll join our voices in singing across the space between us, yet joining our voices together. And then finally we will mark one another with ash. So dim the lights, find a comfortable seat, pour your drink as these fascinating friends sit long into the night, till the bottles of wine run dry and language leaves them and their humanity sits naked before them like a steaming, wet, newborn calf. Welcome to Ash Wednesday.
Take me as I am. Summon now what I shall be. Set your seal upon my heart and live in me. Take me as I am. Summon now what I shall be. Set your seal upon my heart and live in me. Take me as I am. Summon now what I shall be. Set your seal upon my heart and live in me. Take me as I am. Summon now what I shall be. Set your seal upon my heart and live in me. Take me as I am. Summon now what I shall be. Set your seal upon my heart and live in me.
Storyteller, tell us a tale.
All right. Yeah, I've got just the right one. Okay. So it was when no shrub had appeared yet on the earth and no plant had grown up yet. And it was when God, the God Yahweh, had not yet sent rain or snow to the earth. And there was no one to work the ground. And it was then that streams of water, they rose up from the earth and they watered the whole surface of the ground. And it was then that Yahweh fashioned the earthling from the dust of the ground. And then Yahweh bent down and breathed the spirit of life into that little dustling, that little earthling. And look, the earthling came alive. Well, no, from his mom's side, I think. All right then, poet, why don't you recite for us a verse?
Are you taking notes?
I should be.
Yahweh, our God, you have been our dwelling place throughout all generations. Before the universe was born, or you brought forth the earth, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God. 1,000 years in your sight are like a day that has just gone by, or like a watch in the night. Earthlings are swept away in the sleep of death, like the new grass of the morning. In the morning it springs up new, but by evening it is dry and withered. All our days pass away. We finish our years with a moan. Our days may come to 70 years or 80 if our strength endures, yet the best of them are but trouble and sorrow, for they quickly pass and we slip away. You turn earthlings back to dust, saying, "Return to dust, earthling. Teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom."
That's good. That was good.
Cool.
There you are. You are a pretty big deal. But sometimes we need perspective to see our place in the universe. So let's zoom out. Here's planet Earth. It's a pretty big deal too, but not at the center of our solar system like we once thought. We circle around a medium-sized star, and it's only one star out of countless. The static that you see is stars, all with circling planets, which are all a part of our galaxy, the Milky Way. And we're not even at the center of that. We live in an outer suburb called the Orion Spur. Ours is just one of many galaxies in the universe, billions of light years away from our garden home. It's quite the perspective from out here, don't you think? Are you ready to go back? You may now be feeling like a mere speck hanging over the abyss of empty space. You're not wrong about that. Keep holding that feeling. There you are again, a speck on our little rock. But that's not all that you are. Let's go deeper. There is an intricate universe, fearfully and wonderfully made. You are made of the same stuff as stars, a mystery of life, a beloved speck of the eternal.
You make beautiful things out of the dust. You make beautiful things. You make beautiful things out of us.
Philosopher, pontificate a mystery.
I said in mine heart, concerning the estate of earthlings, God tests them so that they may see that they are like the animals. Surely the fate of earthlings is like that of animals. The same fate awaits them both. As one dies, so dies the other. All have the same breath. What advantage do earthlings have over animals? Everything is a puff of smoke. All go to the same place. All come from dust, and to dust all return. Who knows if the earthling spirit rises upward, and if the spirit of the animal goes down into the earth?
Ooh, that's deep.
Who knows?
I don't know what it means, but it's deep.
Christ, speak a word of life.
Do not worry about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink. Your life is made up of more than just food. Look at all the birds of the air. Consider the ravens. They neither sow nor reap nor gather into barns, and yet God feeds them. How much more valuable are you than the birds? Do not worry about your body, what you will wear. The body is more than clothing. Consider the lilies of the field. Look how they grow. They neither toil nor spin. Yet, I tell you, even Solomon in all his glory was not clothed like one of these. But if God so clothes the grass of the field, which is alive today and tomorrow is thrown into the oven, will he not much more clothe you, whether you have faith that God will clothe you or not? Can any of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your span of life? If then you're not able to do so small a thing as that, why do you worry about the rest?
Here is a flower. They can be hard to find this time of year in February, but if you have one or if you can sneak outside and grab one, great. They are around. Here at Salt House, the orange and yellow calendula dot our grounds. Take a look at your flower. Take a closer look. Consider what the Christ just said. What does the flower tell you about your place in the universe? What does the flower tell you about how God loves you? How God cares for you and all creation? Meditate upon these great green scriptures written in birds and flowers. Allow these words to speak to your fears.
What a wondrous love is this? What a wondrous love is this? What a wondrous love is this? Oh my soul, oh my soul. What a wondrous love is this? What a wondrous love is this? What a wondrous love is this? Oh my soul, my soul. What a wondrous love is this? What a wondrous love is this? What a wondrous love is this? Oh my soul, my soul. What a wondrous love is this? What a wondrous love is this? What a wondrous love is this? Oh my soul, oh my soul. What a wondrous love is this? What a wondrous love is this? What a wondrous love is this? Oh my soul, oh my soul.
Storyteller, tell us a tale.
Okay. Let's pick back up with our earthling, shall we? Because ever since the earthlings left that garden home, they eat their food by the sweat of their brow until it is that they return to the ground, since they were taken from dust, and to dust they return.
Boo.
What? That's it. That's all I got.
That's it?
That's it. Okay. Why don't you recite for us a verse then, poet?
Perhaps I should have just prepared a haiku. Yahweh, my God, you are so very great, and I am so small. You are clothed with splendor and majesty. You wear the lights of the cosmos of your garments. You stretch out the entire universe like your tents. The clouds of the sky are like your chariot as you ride the wings of the wind. Yahweh, my God, you are so very great, and I am so small. You made the moon to mark the season, and the sun knows when to go down. You bring darkness, it becomes night, and all the beasts of the forest prowl. The lions roar for their prey and seek their food from you. The sun rises and they steal away. They return and lie down in their dens. Then the earthlings go out to their work, to their labor until evening. Yahweh, my God, you are so very great, and I am so small. All creatures look to you to give them their food at the proper time. When you give it to them, they gather that up. When you open your hands, they are satisfied with good things. When you hide your face, they are terrified. When you take away their breath, they die and return to the dust. When you send your spirit, they are created, and you renew the face of the ground. Yahweh, my God, you are so very great, and I am so small. I will sing to you all of my life. I will praise you, my God, as long as I live.
Come on.
Philosopher, pontificate a mystery.
Earthling, remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, before the days of trouble come, and before the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no more pleasure in them. Earthling, remember now thy Creator, while the sun, or the light, or the moon, or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. Earthling, remember now thy Creator, before the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets. When the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low, when fear shall be in the way, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and the desire shall fail, because you goeth to your home, and the mourners go about the streets. Earthling, remember now thy Creator, or ever the silver cord be loosed, or the golden bowl be broken, or the pitcher be broken at the fountain, or the wheel be broken at the cistern. For then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it.
We earthlings are largely composed of water, carbon, and bone. Whether buried or cremated, it's the bone that lasts the longest. Most of us end up to be about 4 or 5 pounds of ash. That's the same weight as the object you are holding. So feel that weight. This is how much your ashes would weigh. Most of us can name our parents and our grandparents, but think for a moment about your great-grandmother and grandfather. They were earthlings like you. They may have even looked similar to you. They didn't live that long ago, but their memory has likely faded from the earth. Perhaps you recall their names, maybe not. Perhaps you know a story that has been passed down about them, maybe not. Most people are forgotten in a couple generations. Still have that 5 pounds of weight? At the atomic level, the human body is made up mostly of 6 elements: oxygen, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium, phosphorus. Think for a moment about our Milky Way galaxy and its billion stars. No doubt there are big rocks floating around those distant suns. Perhaps there are the same elements on those planets. dust no different than you on those big rocks so many light years away still have that 5 pounds of weight? It is thought that there are more people alive today than have ever existed on the planet before put together. We power our cars with decomposed dinosaurs. We drink the same water that has been recycled through ice cap, cloud, and sea countless times. Think about that flower from earlier. What other shapes has that carbon taken before? We don't contemplate these things to be self-deprecating or downright morbid. Like the storyteller, the poet, the philosopher, and even the Christ, we contemplate these things to find our right place in the universe. We realized long ago that the sun does not revolve around us, but we still need reminding. It's hard to find our right place. Not too high, not too low, not inflated, not deflated, but just where our Creator has put us. That's true humility. For Ash Wednesday, we traditionally burn the palms of last year's Palm Sunday. We mix it with the oil of healing and mark ourselves with the cross of Christ. This year, we are using ash of our own creating, which is okay. Whether it is the dirt from our yard or a potted plant or the ash from our fireplace, the ash from the candle wick, these are the ashes that will mark us this day. Let's pray. God, you are God, and we are not. You made us. We have not made ourselves, but you have made us wonderfully. You've made us into storytellers and poets and philosophers, and you have made us in your very own image, the image of Christ. As we begin Lent, we remember that we are dust, and we remember that you love dust. We remember that we will return to dust, and we will return to you, our Maker, who holds our future tight in your hand. We will not fear death, nor despise our creatureliness. For in Jesus, you, God, have become an earthling and defeated the sting of death. Therefore, this dust, this community of beloved dust, praises you. Let us say, Amen. Friends, now is the moment of imposition of ashes, the moment when we remember that we are dust, and to dust we shall return. If possible, someone else should put ashes on you, and you can put them on them. If you are with someone else, then you can dip your finger into the ash or mud that you have and make a cross on their forehead with the words, "Remember that you are dust, and to dust you will return." Give everyone a chance to both receive and give ashes, if possible, while saying these words. It's fine to place ashes on your own forehead too. Still say those words out loud, even if it's just you. So friends, I invite you to remember that you are dust, and to dust you will return. Remember that you are dust, and to dust you will return.
Christ, speak a word of life.
Do not worry and fret, saying, "What will we eat?" Or, "What will we drink?" Or, "What will we wear?" For it is the kingdoms of the world who strive for all of these things. And your God knows that you need all these things. Instead, strive for God's kingdom and God's justice, and all of these things will be given to you as well. So, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring worries of its own. Today's trouble is enough for today. There is no reason to fear. God is delighted to give you the kingdom. Therefore, sell your possessions and give alms. Make a bank account for yourselves that does not depreciate or inflate. Invest in what God values, and eternal treasures will be yours, stored where no thief comes near and no moth destroys. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also.
And so, marked with ash that marks us for death, yet also marked by the cross that marks us as God's beloved, this is how we begin Lent. 40 days in a season of preparation, of wilderness trekking, and of cross-bearing. This is a season of thin spaces where heaven unexpectedly meets earth. What and whom will you witness in this season before you? We'll have some quiet music for the next few moments, and you may remain here in this space for as long as you'd like. Then when you're ready to take your first step into the journey of Lent, you may leave. Welcome to the season of Lent. Go in peace to be salt and light for the world.
Thanks be to God.
Thanks be to God.
Thanks be to God.
Thanks be to God.
Thanks be to God.